All right, the Reds. Welcome to Anfield Road TV, late night edition. Obviously, international football and is on. Boring. Kev, are you bored yet? The international football, we all are. Bro.
Yeah, that's it. Sleepy bye time. No, it's just I started watching the Irish games. I don't even know what the score was in the end. To be honest with you, it doesn't seem to be anything good about international football these days. I don't know why. I just think it's just there's too much of it going on. It used to be brilliant when it was like a treat to have, where you just see it once or twice a year, and then every 2 years at a major tournament, people like, oh, come on, countries. But now you're just like, get out of the way of the football, will you? That's the kind of way it is for me now, Yeah.
I think it's probably down to the quality of managers in the dugout, though, as well, mate.
Yeah,
obviously,
maybe.
Del Bosque, obviously, remembered his great Spanish side all those years ago with some of the, well, if not the best Spanish players ever to grace the Spanish national side's kits anyway. But yeah, Reds, or just random football fans, if you are new around here, hit that subscribe button down below. We'll speak about a couple of episodes, a couple of topics this evening. We'll speak about, obviously, that man to your right, Ryan Gravenberch, the form that he showed already in the early stages of Liverpool's campaign. He's taken it onto an international stage and made up for him, really. I think we all are in terms of seeing that in a red shape. But from his personal point of view, I think he's been frozen out over the last couple of years under previous managers as well, and he wasn't really given an opportunity. Well, since he's come to Liverpool, I think everything is back on track in regards to his international football, but as well as his footballing opportunities as well. So it's all well and good, and not just Holland, but Liverpool will certainly fundamentally bear fruits from obviously his great individual performances. Speak about obviously Ben Doak as well. Obviously, in terms of obviously his move to Middlesbrough, we'll speak about international stage as well, where this leaves Scotland in terms of the coming months' time as well. I think Scotland have got a very good talent on their hands in regards to not really that many good right wingers for Scotland. Apologies if any Scottish viewers. McAllister is currently playing, so if you are watching this on the repeat, I'll quickly get it up. We've got 5 minutes left in the Colombia-Argentina game. Colombia are winning 2-1, and Alexis McAllister was on the bench, and he is still on the bench. So, could be not the best of news for us, Kev, in all honesty.
Just nice one, Argentina, for looking after him.
Yeah, so we'll speak about Trent as well, and then we'll lead into, obviously, the Forest game as well in regards to that. So, Kev, we'll get straight into that one.
Wasn't a very nice picture of Chris Wood there, did you get?
Oh, yeah, there we go. You don't reckon? I don't know, that was a smile celebration.
Jim Carrey face. He's got full Jim Carrey.
There we go. But Kev and Reds, let us know. McAllister, you've just mentioned it there in regards to Argentina, thankfully not putting him into the frying pan, really, in terms of just getting him out there, getting him a recurring potential injury as well. I think we done a show earlier on in the week, didn't we, where we said he was pictured in the training and everything, but from a selfish point of view, from all of us, I'm happy that he's not playing tonight, and he's not getting an opportunity to get re-injured again.
Yeah, and even at that, if we're worried about him and there's still a bit of a knock there, just play him the last 20 minutes of the game on Saturday. I know we always need him to be on the pitch to do well or whatever, but there's a good opportunity there to give one of the other lads a run out. You might even see Chiesa get on the pitch a bit earlier than expected, They're a bit wily, so we don't know. But if there's any risk to McAllister doing anything to an injury, especially at home to Forest, where we can really turn the screw there in that game, then maybe rest him for at least the first half and first 3/4 of the 2/3 of the game, I should say, and then get him on afterwards. Maybe.
Yeah, it's
unless we're 3-0 up, then just leave him alone and just don't bring him on until what was that, AC Milan next, is it?
Yeah, well, I should have really spoken about that as well. AC Milan currently cancel their allocation to their home game, obviously, which is mad. But it just goes to show not just the footballing prices in England. Obviously, Italian, especially Milan fans, are not too best pleased with their start of the season. I don't think they've started at all the way they've wanted. And I think that's shown by their, obviously, allocation really, in terms of not really taking up all their ticketing allocation. So that's another show for another night as well. And we will be doing a show in regards to this week as well, where we will speak about obviously the ticketing issue in regards to the whole Liverpool Football Club in general, really. Again, today there was obviously the deadline, I think it was, in terms of putting people on your family and friends. But then there's the whole issue of then if you sell your ticket to the club, then that gets redistributed. Then there was ticket and pricing over the last 24 hours of seats being available at Anfield, but for only £700, which is mad. Like, honestly, mad. But yeah, it's crazy. And then you find them on certain websites where they're getting distributed for like 2,000, something stupid in regards to the club. But the club needs to do more, and we will speak about that this week because it's an important talking point that I do feel as well. In terms of Ryan Gravenberch, well, we'll start with Ben Doak, really, obviously, and then we'll get into the Ryan Gravenberch talk there. Kev played 2 games, obviously made his international debut for Scotland, Kev, and I'll quickly get Ben Doak's minutes up in regards to the games in which he did feature. Yeah, it was obviously did feature for a minute, a sole minute. But he did play 20 minutes against Scotland versus Poland in their 3-2 defeat to Poland. Kev, in terms of speaking about Scottish football, gone are the days of Kenny Dalglish, the Souness's, the legendary football and historical figures within football, never mind, obviously, obviously Liverpool form or whatnot. It's only going to go well, mate, because I think he's certainly a player of great potential, and we all know he's got great potential, really. But I think in terms of from a Liverpool perspective, I think if he's given an opportunity at an international level, I think that only bodes well in terms of his maturity as a player, but most importantly, his footballing ability on the pitch for Liverpool and for Scotland, really, mate.
Yeah, I think so. Look, any opportunity given to a young fella at the international level is massive for him in his career. You know, it already brings you up a few steps, a few levels already without even kind of really starting your club career off. But it's a good way. You're setting it off on the right foot is the main thing. But look, the Scottish League is kind of gone down. Like I remember watching it and kind of enjoying it back in the day when it did have its, your Henry Class. Well, it's lost its abundance. It's lost its appeal for even top quality players, because at least they would go there for 2 to 3 seasons. Now they're kind of rotating in for a season, out for a season. You know, there's only a handful that ever stay. I mean, you used to have Henrik Larsson playing there, Mark Viduka.
It was a hotbed of European football, mate, in like the 70s and 80s. I get
it was great.
Money and football's come in, like, but
even up until the early 2000s, there was great players still playing there. It just went kind of. I don't know. It kind of went the same standard where, you know, the Scottish international team wasn't the greatest, but the football that was happening in the country was better. Now it's the international team are better than what the quality is in the league. You know, it's kind of similar to around the time with Ireland. You know, Ireland had kind of like a poor standard of league scenarios, but we had a good Irish side, or good Irish sides down through the years. You know, and we're always kind of like hanging around the top 10 in the world for you know for positions and that. We've only dropped down a lot recently. But look, as long as the talent grows, the international team will do better. But look, I'm glad to see him getting an opportunity. It's just that, you know, it's Salah apparently signed on that 2-year deal. You know, it's just going to be more of an understudy role, and maybe he can really learn from Salah and push on from here, because I think it's the perfect kind of scenario if you do already have a person.
He's at Middlesbrough as well. We loaned him out as well. So.
Yeah, exactly. So he'll play his trade there. He'll come back. He'll learn, you know, throughout the pre-season again with Salah. Hopefully he picks up some tricks when he's away. Hopefully he gets a chance to actually play underneath Salah as an understudy or something from next season onwards, and see how it goes. Kind of similar to Harvey Elliott. Would be great.
Yeah, I think the main thing is he's getting game time, mate. I think for every Liverpool fan out there, we want to be seeing, as well as promoting the first team in terms of getting the fundamental quality in. I think long term, even if we loaned him out for 3 years, and obviously he's only just recently signed for the football club, it was like two years ago or whatnot, bump him up to another 5-year deal. If Liverpool do see a lot more progression in the young lads, and especially if he does do well. Like, obviously, we remember Harvey Elliott, I think it was in And obviously we mentioned we came up. Big up there, mate. Thank you for tuning in, lads. And obviously the pride of big up there, Callum, as well. Big up Ron, obviously 40 with Ron Yates. What a legendary footballer and what an important figure for this football club and the city as well. The gentle giant, as Shankly did say as well, like the man mountain, the modern day Liverpool centre half. Tell you what, Ron Yates and Virgil van Dijk wouldn't have been too bad of a defensive partnership. It's crazy. Kev, obviously, were you young enough to remember him in regards? Obviously, was obviously playing
and yes, before. Yeah, he was before my time.
Shankly's time as well. Obviously, one of his big signings coming to the football club. But for to go to Ron's family, big Ron Yates as well, will always be remembered within Liverpool history as well, chat. For the younger Reds out there as well, go and check out the documentaries. As I think me and Kev a couple of months ago, we were spending a night watching obviously Liverpool documentaries, but at the time under Shankly as well with Ron Yates, massive impact to the football club as well. So. Yeah, and obviously a player with obviously Dundee in 1957 as well. So he's got a big history, and as we were just speaking about Scottish football,
he was the beginning of the great times.
Yeah,
really.
So he's not just Shankly, but his legendary figures at the football club in terms of bringing him into the football club, of what has made Liverpool we are today in terms of our modern day history as well. Definitely check it out, Reds. But Forts go to big Ron Yates as well. He started off on the dynasty under Shankly as well. Yeah, winning Liverpool's first FA Cup as well. I think that was 1965, if I can remember, chat. I only know that because I got that many bloody Liverpool history books anyway. Sadly, other football clubs sell DVDs at Christmas. You know them. But yeah, obviously, you never walk alone, Ron Yates, but he'll be remembered for the next 300 years and more as well, and rightly so. It's when you sign for Liverpool, you sign for the football club, but in terms of you can impact the football club at Ron Yates level, Salah's level, or become a legendary figure at the football club, it's amazing. And we do really appreciate you as well, not just for the present football fans, but for the future and the past football fans of Liverpool as well. You'd always get remembered as well. But we are very blessed that we've had legendary players like Ron Yates and the future players to come forward as well. So in terms of chats, let us know. Obviously, a good opportunity for Ben Doak at this international stage over the last 2 weeks. I think a lot does taken away from Kev in terms of. You look at Kelleher playing for Ireland tonight, Kev. Again, I shouldn't. What have you thought about his comments? I know a lot of Liverpool fans off there over the last couple of days when I've not been doing YouTube, being a bit disgruntled. But I get where they're coming from. But when you listen to his comments, Kelleher, you understand. He himself has come out this week, if you've not been around socials and seen the post-match interviews. He said he wants to be playing first team football, which is understandable. Off the back of last season, where he did play quite a large majority of the game, his biggest appearances to date in a Liverpool shirt within a season. But for me, when I look at those comments, Kev, and chat, they're only comments that any footballer would say to me. If you're not getting guaranteed game time and you're not the first team goalkeeper, I don't know. What's your...
Yeah, no, 100%. Lad's looking after his career. I know he wants to move on. He knows that we were after buying Mamardashvili. He kind of wanted to move on this season, but I think Liverpool just held on to him because, they didn't want Mamardashvili to come in and sit on the bench with the form that he's in. They wanted to loan him out, and that could be a potential move on for another year staying at Valencia, or another year at least in the Premier League next year until Ali decides, that we need a bit of competition then for Ali. There's, I think Jaros is after coming in now, and Petluga is it? I don't know. They're probably they're out low. I don't even know if they're out on loan. Any of these guys, but it's Petluga, I think is, but Jaros, I didn't see what he did, but he's the opportunity to come up now and step into Kelleher's boots for the meantime. Next season, maybe if Kelleher does move on, then we do get the right kind of money from him, because I think that's what Liverpool are waiting for. We know the potential of we know the potential of Kelleher, and we know how much he's worth. I mean, for me, if you're selling Sepp Van den Berg and all of that for the money he's going for, surely when Kelleher played the same amount of games as Ali pretty much last season, or even more so at one point, and the season before that, and he was, the reason why we won a couple of cups as well, so when you have him kind of
one
in
of
the
the
form
main
he is,
reasons, especially when you do score a winning penalty.
He's and with the state, of let's say a homegrown talent as well, because he'll come towards that. You're easily talking 35 to 40 million euros, or pounds, even at that, for a keeper of his.
And Liverpool were never
quality.
gonna accept that. There's always to be offer from Forest, and that's what it was. It was ambitious.
I've a hot take for Jack.
Is he?
I've a hot take.
Go on.
I worry that we might see Kelleher on the sticks for United in the next 4 seasons.
Man United.
Regardless of his
He's better than that fella in goal for Man United.
I know, and I'm thinking they're desperate for a good goalkeeper. And I can see Kelleher maybe going somewhere else, and maybe going there for a season or two. Like a Nick Pope of Burnley, end up in Newcastle or something like that. Maybe like a Ramsdale who ended up, something like that, and then ends up at a club. But it wouldn't surprise me, dude. They're going to be desperate for a keeper over the next 2 seasons. United, I think. So then it's just a shambles waiting to happen, and I think they've invested too much in him to let him go now, and to try and look for another keeper straight away because they keep bringing him in. So I think that in the next couple of seasons you can see them knocking on the door of whoever he's going to be with.
Well,
hate to see it, but I think he was a United fan as a kid as well. So if I'm not too sure.
But the thing is, mate, he's going to look after his career, mate, and obviously it'd be disappointing. But if he did go, I think where there's opportunity for any footballer, that they'll always move for. Obviously, the wage packet most importantly, but I think Kelleher's not that type of player. He wants to be given as not just comments over the last 2 weeks, but in terms of over the last couple of years, he deserves, and as a fan base, to understand that his qualities fundamentally, he should be playing for easily anyone outside the top 4, top 5. I think he walked straight into their goal. Look at. I think
he's in better form than Ederson. I'm going to be honest with you. So maybe Raya with his more game time now.
I was thinking about Martinez for Aston Villa, but I think obviously Martinez is above him, obviously in international stage. Doing that, but
just won the World Cup as well.
Yeah, I think certainly Kelleher could get up to Martinez's level as a goalkeeper if he was given an opportunity. Because you look at Martinez since he left Arsenal, he was then given guaranteed game time at Villa, and he's never looked back really. And it's not just a point that he's impacted Villa's form; he's taken that into an international stage, won the World Cup as well, and obviously won the Copa America. So,
I think Kelleher's just grown a pair of balls. To be honest with you, I think he's I think he's been Mr. Nice Guy a bit too. But that's I get it. He comes from where I come from, and you kind of you can be very patient to a certain extent unless somebody tries to tie around with you, and then you lose the plot. So I can see where he's come from. Liverpool treated him very well. He's really respectful of Liverpool, but he just wants the best now for his career. He's at a point where he believes he can challenge anybody in any team outside of like your Alissons to get in the goal. So
yeah, nothing goes amiss in the world, regardless. A bit of grace and decorum, as you would say. Manners cost nothing. But big up their chat, and quickly go up to those comments as well.
He'll make us £40 million, Jack, plus what is it, 17.5% buy-on that we have, or 19?
Is it Ramsdale? I think we'll get to the Arsenal fan circle. He went for like 30 odd million or 25 million back to we can easily get that, and I can understand why Liverpool are hold firm in terms of he's got a big contract still at the football club. We're not going to budge as much as we respect Kelleher's wishes with a football club, with a business as well. We're not going to sell an asset undervalue as much as the player doesn't want. End of the day, Kelleher, and he's put in the performances, and I get he's put those performances in. But the club have probably turned around to someone and said, "Lad, we're not going to let you go until we get a good enough value for your services." Really,
he'll play all the cups as well, Jack.
Yeah, big up there, K-Mac. Yeah, sorry, K-Mac, I'm not as old as you, lad, anyway. You could probably remember the Shankly days, couldn't you, lad, anyway, so... but yeah.
I thought K-Mac's around the same age as me, right?
I don't know, like, it's
I'm 81, so yeah.
He's just saying thanks, Dan, anyway. No, lad.
Yeah.
something called the internet as well, though.
We didn't have. You have to understand that we didn't have that in the 90s.
Oh,
Growing up,
no, you can't.
I didn't even know Batman was coming out, man, until I seen it on a poster outside the cinema in the middle of Cork. I was like, "What's that?"
You weren't born in the 90s, lad. Stop kidding.
No, but I grew up in the 90s. I was 10 years old in 1991. So that just tell you. So like in the 90s is when it's when everything was getting modernized, but there was no internet, not proper internet that we know it nowadays. So it was just mainly lots of LANs.
Yeah, starting Kelleher he's just true though, mate. But at the end of the day, as a business, like in any form of business, you've got to get value. And he's a very big asset at the football club because say if Alisson was to get injured, we haven't got Mavrashvili at our disposal currently. We've got him next year, but I think selling him that window would have been absolutely disastrous. And I think when there will be there's big games, we've spoken already, Kev, about the opportunities for the other players within the squad outside of the starting 11. 4 more extra Champions League games in the group stages. There's going to be more opportunities for Everton as well. So it's not just we're speaking about the starting 11 for Liverpool. Kelleher will probably play, I'd say, even similar game time in regards to. I think we will go deeper in the FA Cup, deeper into the FA Cup as well this season. So there's going to be game times for Kelleher and the other lads on the peripheral, really, of Liverpool's team. So just got to bide your time, really.
And this is a big learning curve as well for all, no matter how big the teams are and how small the teams are, for this league set up for the Champions League. It's the 7 other teams that were playing home and away. I mean, you can't plan for it. You can plan for like a 2-leg event or like a home and away event, but you're planning completely different game. It's like running a completely different league type setup. The way the managers and the coaches and all that set up. When they're going to have to set it up that way and have like even multiple teams studying 2 different competitions, rather than kind of saying, "Oh, I will get through these stages of like the home and away ties, 3 games home, 3 games away." And get through it that way. Now you have a lot more, and then what happens if like get a couple of bad random results and you're stuck in the qualification to get into the last 16, and that's an extra 2 games right there. And this season is going to go deep regardless. But I think I know you say we'll go deep. I think Liverpool will always be in for all competitions, but I think that I think we really need to kind of push for the league and concentrate in the Champions League as well, also as best we can this season, and just play the kids. The cups. Worry about the cups when the kids get us to the final or something, or at least the semi-final against a big team. Then start worrying about it. But until then, just play them, give them the big experience they need, and just hope the season turns out well like that. You'd want a trophy. If we're not doing too well in the league, you'll see us really going for those trophies near the latter stages. But we're doing well at the moment. No goals scored against us. Sitting up there, joint top in the league. So exactly the same. Just so. Yeah, no issues really.
Kim saying Robbo and Kelly's contracts run out in 2026, and then we'll get to the same conversations that happen currently in regards to the 3 lads. As I said last week or whenever last time I'm doing a video,
I think that's a bit different. I think the 2 of them leave.
Robbo, how old will Robbo be at the end of 2020?
Yeah, but I think because he's gone down a couple of levels just in this squad now, I think we're actually going to be avidly in the next 2 windows looking for a left back.
A left back, yeah. Chas, how old how old will Robbo be in 2026?
32, I think. I think he's 29, 30 now, isn't he?
Yeah, 29, 30, I think at the minute. So, K-Mac, I never would have guessed, lad. Get checking out your DVDs as well, lad. So you certainly remember Blockbuster, lad, don't we?
I lived in a place called Extravision.
What's that?
Extravision. You don't have Extravision, do you? It's like Blockbusters. Yeah, it's Ireland. Yeah, It was called Extravision, man. Yeah, I live down there every week, man. Just like I have like 4,500 DVDs I've never gotten rid of. So like there's I lived in Extravision, man. Weekly, I was like, oh yeah, I got paid a job. Let's go down. Ooh, let's buy like these 4 DVDs that you can get for 20 quid. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was just cool. I can just take them out. Ooh, didn't have this in the collection. Well, great. I miss it.
Blockbuster, like before Netflix for the younger generation as well. There was was it Love Film or something or whatever it was?
Yeah, that was something similar. Yeah, and then it was more of a Yeah, you
It
could
was like
pick a program or something. Yeah,
whatever it was anyway. Let's quickly, big up there, down. Yeah, he's not too bad, is he? Not too bad, mate. Big up there, sideline football chat. Big up, mate, and big up there as well. The Arsenal fan circle. Ray will definitely get
who's
you on.
second?
Yeah, Liverpool and Kev is Kelleher now second or third choice. At the
Who's
minute,
second?
he's second choice. Yeah. Probably will when we bring Mavrashvili in.
He'll
Next
be
year.
gone by then.
Yeah, he'll be gone, but potentially. Well, not potentially, he'll be gone. Modem. I don't know what you mean by that.
Does you know what a modem is? You call them routers now, but they used to be just modems that used to lead to a router. Yeah, but it is a modem, which I kind of hold pretty much is a modem, but they know they put routing tables in it and stuff. So it's
Just a bit of a random comment there.
How can we not know what a modem is?
Yeah, he's just put in modems in Liverpool, like in a football.
No, because we're talking about classic stuff. We're intertwining football with classic chat. So
Ed's gone, Jeff. But but he's not too bad, is he, mate? Lads, what do you think of the corporate hospitality in front of the Kop? In front of the pool?
What?
Have you actually put hospitality seats in the Kop?
There can't be hospitality seats.
And a bit more clarification on that.
I own hospitality seats in Anfield, but I would never want them in the Kop.
I was going to say.
Well, I would put me in the Kop, but I wouldn't want those corporate ones in there. No.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. That's crazy game, it might be just me thinking that Kelleher should be being banging or leaving this summer. The international career. No, I think we'd all agree there, and I think even Kelleher won't say it publicly, as Kev alluded to before, but I think internally he's a type of good character that probably would not he would have been asking to leave, and but it's going to be one of them. That one, where's John? Kelly Bobo Costas Endo next summer. There'll be a lot of Pingo as well. Apologies there, Lance. I think. Oh yeah, seen that other comment there, mate. Sorry. But yeah, we'll say we're doing a show this week in terms of the ticketing issue in regards to just the general distribution of Liverpool tickets.
It's blowing me away. Is that like a proper hospitality, or is it some like touting company that comes in and buys 40 tickets and then lets that sell? Because I know there's one guy that's doing that in the Anfield Road and it's awful. So but like no way. Like there can't be corporate hospitality in the Kop. Surely not. I mean that's for the Scousers, like the home of, or at least a lot of Irish lads like us or Norwegians like us that have been coming over for donkey's years and no friends and use their tickets and know to sing and know to chant. You can't be. No offense, no lads to all the people that are around the world, but you can't have like Chinese lads or any of these kind of lads coming in that don't know the words of songs and just sitting there smiling at the front of the Kop like this. You can't have that. That can't happen. That's for the main stand for them or the Kenny Dalglish side.
No, you can have anyone coming into the ground. That's like it's just.
You can, but you can't. No, but my point is, like, you can't be taking away the atmosphere of the Kop.
No, but that's down to the club, though, mate. It's not down to support individuals.
Exactly, absolutely. But that's what I'm saying. You should know where to keep the corporates off to the side that don't sing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the club are just all about money. Every football fan it doesn't matter wherever you are from. Everyone is welcome at Anfield, and we all know that as well. So it's just down to the club. The main issue for everyone is the value of those tickets. When you've got 40, 50 quid tickets going for 200, 500, 600, a grand on these ticketing websites, not club official websites. If they wanted to, like with any business, they can. If they want to put the foot down, the club, they can do 100%. They can do. But it just,
I wonder if it's not a disability part of the Kop, is it over on that side?
No,
he was saying that I seen Ant's comments there about it being the padded kind of posh seats. Is it not the disability side that could be set up for them? Well, hopefully it's more that than what it is.
Yeah,
on corporate,
a lot more accessible tickets for everyone. Really would be better.
Yeah,
as well. I did the hospitality champions. Yeah. And it's that thing with the commercial side as well. You've got obviously
they're sneaky as well, them lads.
Yeah, so be careful when you're buying those sidelines.
No, it's just that they're after doing the first 3 games of the season for about 160 euros or 200 euros for a hospitality ticket. Which I know that if I'm selling a hospitality ticket, I sell it at face value. It's got to be €300. That's because that's what we got charged by the club. But then they're selling those first 3 games for 160. Then you go to all the rest of the games that they lead up, like all the way to your United, and they're selling them for £800. So that's where the balance is. They're kind of coaxing you in with the 160 for a couple of games that are Forest and Ipswich and whatnot, and then they're just telling you, oh no, but all the rest of the games are about 6,800. Like, so please come back, and don't worry though, you do get the Brody's Bar, and they do get we can give you travel as well, but it's like a bus across and a ferry, and
it's a rife debate amongst every Liverpool fan as well. Me and the lads were having a debate this evening before we go on air as well, in terms of everyone. It should be accessible for everyone. Doesn't matter where you live as well. The opportunity to come to the game should be out there for everyone. Then you've got this whole different debate of, you've got fans. I think everyone's seen it when you go to the ground and you don't get let in because the ticketing lady or fella has said to them, yeah, that's a fake ticket, mate. Obviously, I think was it last year or the year before? People were taking screenshots of the game.
Never ever buy tickets with a screenshot. Ever. Yeah,
no, but
they'll take multiple ones, they'll give them to other people, and the first person in the door gets in.
Yeah, but if you're not a regular fan, lad,
you're screwed. Yeah,
like that's it's just crazy. It's crazy, sadly. Yeah. So everyone just always buy through the club officially. I'd always say.
So, or if you're getting off somebody, make sure that they have an NFC pass and they're sending it to your email. That's all. Never ever go in there with a screenshot ever.
Yeah, big up there, Callum. I think you're asking what documentaries are out there. Loads, mate, on YouTube.
There's hundreds.
Even great interviews with Paisley. You can find everything on YouTube, mate. I'm pretty sure there's quite a lot of very many good YouTube channels out there that do cover Liverpool Football Club.
There was a great interview with Shankly, I think, a while after he finished with Liverpool with
Shankly tapes.
It was Shankly tapes, but he was doing Parkinson. He was on Parkinson. He was talking about it, and then he was admitting it himself that some of the staff at the time, Bill, you got to go away. The team is finished. You're gone from the team now. Like, it's grand that you're coming around, but I mean, Ronnie Moran was always welcome because he always, he was always helpful. He was always part of the club. He was always this. But Bill was still thinking he was the manager after he was finished. But I mean, that was the old age as well, kicking in.
Yeah, the Brian Clough interview as well, where he announced Bob Paisley's departure.
I'd be glad he's gone.
Yeah, I'm glad he's gone. And he was like, made up he's going because we've given opportunity for everyone else in the league to win the league. But it's just funny, like telling you now, not just the rival fan base, but from a managerial point of view, in regards to Jurgen Klopp as well leaving the Premier League, they were like, yes, he's gone. But now we've got Arne Slot in and the door. I think it's hopefully we're going to be winning a lot more trophies as well. But in terms of Gravenberch,
I was just saying, like Bill was the guy that kind of started it all. But I mean, Paisley was the best manager we ever had. Yeah. As a Liverpool fan base, it was
like
19 trophies in 9 years or something like that. It was nuts.
Like, think about, like, even Ferguson didn't even win 3 Champions Leagues with United. Might that be had? I think he won 2 with United, won 1 with
Aberdeen. Aberdeen beforehand,
so go and check out that great Aberdeen side, by the way, chat.
I watched that story as well. I watched it for, like, I always respected the rival manager. I mean, we always called him old whiskey nose or Fergie or shut up, or we hated him when he was a manager of United. But you'd always respect what he did for Manchester United. He was what I knew when I said it to you about that post on Facebook the other night. Don't worry, I won't go looking for it tonight. But I said it to you about that post on Facebook from 2013. I said, once Fergie leaves, United won't win a Champions League or a league for the next 15 years. I said, what are we on now? 2024-25 season. And this is 12 years later. I'm 3 years off my prediction. And I think at this stage they're still going to go longer. So, I was dead on then. Like, I was like, I wasn't just hoping or wishing. I was saying they won't because he was like the core of that club.
100%. In regards to that one, Hans, if you haven't checked out an interview, it was on Sky Sports' interview page, YouTube socials anyway. Go and check it out. It was a great interview from the Fulham owner. No, sorry, it wasn't the Fulham owner. It was the Bournemouth owner, or one of their owners, and he was an American. And he literally stated in the interview, an American sports Premier League owner, and he himself doesn't want his football club to go abroad. Obviously,
Do you know what you could do?
Yeah, go on.
Charity Shield. Send that over there.
Send
that over there to them and just let them enjoy that. Make sure the benefits come back, or maybe even split it and go between the two associations or something like that. Or if you do, well, I suppose, the Americans could match the amount for charities and pay it to their charities over there and then back here as well. Because I mean, that's what the benefit is for. But you could easily play that game over there. And that could become a huge spectacle, for the football and world to see an actual Premier League type game played between the Premier League champions and the FA Cup winners, or first and second, depending on if they're the same, in a stadium over there. Yeah. They'd love it.
So, Saudi League, look at what they're doing. Amazing work that they're doing in terms of the darts, the boxing as well. But it's certainly, there's so many Liverpool fans around the world as well. It's amazing. There's literally Liverpool fans in every corner of the world. Literally, if you go on holiday or whatnot, you'll find a Liverpool fan as well.
I don't think anybody would be bothered if the Community Shield went abroad.
No.
I think if that's the only thing that's going to go abroad, let it be. I don't want to see any football games going abroad. Not a chance. I don't think anybody cares that NFL comes to England either. Sorry, Jack. I don't think anybody cares that NFL comes to England either, because I mean, there's no risk in NFL.
Yeah,
nobody gets relegated. Nobody does anything. They switch players around all the time. It's just all about money making. So it's a different story with football.
Tottenham Stadium is famous for Beyonce concerts more than it's actually celebrated 3 points and winning trophies. But yeah, obviously they're probably in a bottle beating Arsenal this weekend again, even though Arsenal's, well, I'd say half of the team's out, but you'd think Arsenal in the league that have actually got injuries.
Who's home?
Tottenham. Even though Arsenal last season went there, didn't get out of second gear, and I think they won 3-4-0, was it? Or something. Yeah. Tottenham just can't stop conceding off corners. We speak about Liverpool's change of manager, but if he doesn't get that right, Postecoglou, he's gone this season. It's the basic fundamental principles of just being a football coach, mate. Just learn to set up your team better off corners. Can't be that hard.
They're not improving their team. We complain, we have the fan base that complains a lot about not improving it, but they haven't. They do it only every about third window, and that's kind of not good. At least we kind of top up every so often, whatever. They don't improve that much. They rely and they stretch the squad as much as they can, and then they let them get too old, and then they have to try and. I think they spent 100 million in one window or something. I was like, oh wow. Because they sold somebody, it was a Bale or something they sold, and they were like, oh, we spent 100 million, and then did nothing again because they just didn't spend it right. So it's just, yeah. I don't know what to do now. I don't know what Levy's doing down there, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Long may continue. In terms of quickly recapping on that, Jack Mac mentioned it before. He did come on Macca tonight. Currently, they're probably in the mix zone over there in Colombia. In regards to, obviously, the Colombia did win that game 2-1. So in terms of where that stands them in their qualification pursuit, they're 2 points behind Argentina. Colombia on 16 points and Argentina on 18 points as well. Luis Diaz, by all accounts, had a big impact again tonight. James Rodriguez, my man's, let's quickly, how old is he now? Well, 33 years old, but he's still got those footballing qualities to show.
Is he that old? I thought he was actually younger than that.
Yeah, no. It's obviously got his move to Real Madrid years ago. Yeah. He was another player that really didn't hit the heights, but it's off the back of a World Cup in South Africa, wasn't it?
He must have been fairly old when he went there in the first place. I was thinking he was around 18, 19, just a wonder kid kind of coming out. And then he must have been, when was the Africa? Was that 2010?
So we moved to Real Madrid in 2014-15, and then he only spent 3 years at Real Madrid. He spent 3 years at Real Madrid, then got loaned out to Bayern for 2 seasons. bit of a man. It's just injury. He's not played. Wow, we spoke about Thiago, Kev. Just quickly, not a bit off track. He's only played one. Wow, he's only played one season in his career over 30 games. James Rodriguez. That is an absolute joke. Well, it might be wrong, but in terms of league appearances, that is a joke anyway. Sort them ex-Everton player as well. Alexis McAllister, Kev, in terms of what do you think is the best strategy going forward as well? Reds, obviously, off the back. As I said, we will be having the mix zone. We'll have a lot of the South American journalists asking Alexis McAllister. We'll have news publications being written as we speak for tomorrow morning in regards to when all the Reds wake up. Hopefully, it's not too serious, Kev. We will get a better understanding in the next couple of hours in regards to Alexis not getting played for the full extent. But the main thing is we try and avoid getting any further aggressiveness to his injuries, mate. What would you say?
Yeah. Look, we're playing Nottingham Forest on the weekend. If there's a chance that, I don't know, you can get Keys in there and drop Diaz back of it or something like that and just have like an all-out attack kind of. Packing the midfield is a good thing against Forest, really, you know. So if you've got runners in there that can cope, as long as you've got Gravenberch and, you know, I mean, even Gravenberch can drop back and do the double pivot alongside the Endo if we're stuck, you know, the Endo sitting the deepest if need be. But look, just protect McAllister as much as at all costs, really, you know. There is a couple of times throughout the season because he does take the odd nick where he's going to be missing for a start of a game or something like that. But it's always only a game or so, and it's always like maybe, you know, a bruise or something like that. So hopefully it's something like that. If it is the tie, and hopefully it's like a grade 1 or it's just one of these 1 to 2 week things where you give him a rest and give him a run out, and if it's still a bit tight, then you know, okay, lay that up, get some fluids into the tie, make sure it's flushed out, and then you know, get him ready for the next game. For us, you know, at home, it should be routine for us this weekend. It should be. Now, no game is routine in the Premier League. I know, I understand this, but it should be on the fact that we haven't conceded any goals this season so far, and we've been pretty much predominantly on the front foot, especially in the second half. Now we've gotten better gradually, where it's like maybe the first quarter of the game it's more cagey, and then we kind of start taking over. But on the slot, it's been predominantly second half performance throughout most of the season, where we're just kind of the season so far and kind of getting through that. But look, rest him, let him recuperate. Yeah, get him ready for AC Milan, or it's AC Milan after that, right? To making sure, and then, you know, just let him be back in full swing when they get over for Bournemouth.
That's the main thing, though, Reds, as well. I want to Dirk. I think we can echo, because you look at Ox's career decimated with injuries, even at his time at Arsenal, rushed back on many of occasions, really, and not really given an opportunity. And you'd like to hope with the change of the infrastructure at Liverpool in regards to the coaching setup as well, even a fitness point of view as well, fitness coaches and physios and everything. It's been a large rotation in the last couple of months, and hopefully it's for the better. Obviously, it's only a small sample size in regards to the football in which we've seen under Arne Slot, but it's a good indicating factor to really where we will be playing our football in not just this season, but in terms of the future years to come as well. So, Macca, chat, we'll do another show tomorrow as well, and we will certainly have a bit more of an up-to-date perspective, really, in regards to Macca's own comments, but also the medical department from Argentina and the reasoning to why he didn't start the game to the full maximum level, because considering they got beat tonight, I think Argentina certainly would have wanted them to put him straight in. But as Kev mentioned at the top of the show, happy days. We've got a good understanding of Argentina. I think Argentina have looked at it like thinking long term as well, which is good. But certainly under the guidance, especially Liverpool have said to Argentina, please don't play him.
I think there's been conversations around that. After what's happened there, I think the club has been in contact, the agent, and everything.
We've had that in the past, though, Kev, where other international teams have said, "Nah, you can go and swivel."
Yeah, but at least they're working with us, which is good. So they're saying, right, we'll give him that whatever 10 or 15 minutes of the game and test his leg, and if it's okay, if he feels anything, then we'll know after the game. and then sure he may be able to continue. It could just be fluid on the thigh. You know, these kind of abductor muscles that happen along the thigh, they can be it depends on the grade of what they are. If it's the worst case scenario, it's 4 months. If it's second worst case scenario, it's up to 6 weeks, and even a grade 1 is 2 to 3 weeks. But if it's only just like a strain or a bruise and a bit of fluid in there, a bit of how would you say it? It's hard to say. It's when it gets swelled up, there's a bit of inflammation and bumping. Yeah, it's a bit of, and they rub against each other. It's a bit sore. So that's only like a week, 2 max. You know, just relaxation in games and training.
Don't be asking
me. He trained. He trained. No, this is the stuff I used to study. Yeah. This is my ball game. Because I did anatomy, physiology, and kinesiology in Leeds University and Carnegie College, Leeds. That was my thing.
So if anyone needs a specialist medical person to come on to their pre-match, post-match shows as well as speaking to Liverpool, get Kev.
I can also tell you what kinesiology means, because I know some of you are going, what the hell is that?
Quick Google search.
Yeah.
Pick up there, Callum. Yeah, obviously he was at Barca, and I think he'd come back, and now he's back at Barca now, I think. Probably just trying to sell his house, and until he can sell it, then obviously with all that jazz, really. But yeah,
once the red takes all you, man. Once Liverpool takes all you, that's it. You know, 100%. It grabbed my dad before me. It grabbed my grandfather, my grandmother before that. It grabbed their appearance before. You know, all our family's been generational Reds, and we're not even living in the country.
Yeah. Songs, McAllister, Muscat. Yeah, you will do, hopefully, mate. Endo and Grav as the 8, possibly. Maybe, mate. But I think the main thing is with Endo, when every Liverpool fan is, everyone was using the barometer of the pre-season games. Of course, pre-season, but hopefully now we look at analyze Gravenberch's development in the space of a couple of months. Hopefully, Arne Slot's done his job, and we all know he will do in terms of trying to get the maximum he possibly can out of Endo in the system as well. I think, obviously, probably going past this season, I think we could all understand, and the understanding in regards to Arne Slot is he wants to bring in that Zubimendi target, or whether that is in 12 months' time, and then replace Endo long term. But we've got Endo with the football club now. We back him, get behind the lads, and
100%.
Hopefully, we can very much see a much more positive performances in which we did see in pre-season. Because obviously the football was new. We knew Endo was a Jurgen Klopp style type manager, signing. So it's only going to look positive, really, there, Reds. Quick, so Macca, fingers crossed. Quickly one on Trent. Surprise, surprise. Cilla Black. Surprise to you.
It's a surprise for me and surprise for you. She must be the slowest speaking Scouse I've ever heard in my life. Like, she's very laid back. She was. Of course, I love her.
Very well media trained by as well. Well,
legend. She was the best female presenter that ever hit the country. I'm just like, there's nobody else that I can see even matches her level. Nobody.
Yeah, I was gonna say, for any Scouse person going into any form of media in today's world, every Scouser has to tone down the Scouseness, which is understandable as well.
Well, it's only the hechichs. That's all it is. That has to go, but the twang is still low to be there, because it's a nice twang.
Yeah, but it's especially Carragher, like obviously when we mates. It's all modern day trading, media trading now.
That's when Carragher's where he is, and Gerard's where he is. You know, yeah, of course.
We love Carragher with. But in terms of Trent, mate, Trent, playing for Carsley, he's had 2 games now, and England fans, rival fans, are like, "Oh, you can actually play now for England." We knew this. Just made up for Trent now. He's impacted it. Another game. Obviously, I think if anyone missed, I'm pretty sure the majority of you missed the England games. I certainly watched 20 minutes and switched it off anyway. Didn't even watch tonight's game. Can't really be bothered. It's Nations League football. But Kev, I made up for him from a personal level in terms of not that every season that goes by, he needs to. Not that he needs to prove, but he just needs to shut up rival fans in terms of footballing qualities, because everyone knows, even as long as the rival fans with the head screwed on in regards to analysing Trent's game, but I made up for him, mate. Again, he's getting an opportunity for England, and certainly he will do well, because we know how good he is. It's
I don't understand how rival fans are picking on Trent when they can see that managers are playing him wrong in the international game, but then he destroys them weekly with passes through and then free kicks in the Premier League.
The interviews, have you seen interviews that England fans were given over the last 2 years over the case of Southgate deciding not to pick him ahead of Trippier, and ahead of obviously other fullbacks within the team? I just don't understand their understanding. I do get where they're coming from, because you just have a massive disdain to Liverpool, and
that's an anti-Liverpool thing.
But you can't think, if you want good performances for England, you pick your best players, and Trent is arguably behind Kane and Foden. But
right now on the planet, I can't think of a better right foot on the planet. If you go back in the days, right, David Beckham, he wasn't all Mr. Skills or whatever like that, but you couldn't pick one person on the planet that had a better right foot than him. You know, so it's the same kind of scenario. It's, you know, Trent is growing into his position a lot. You know, he was a lot more open defensively back in the day, because he wasn't really a defender. He was a midfielder, learning how to defend. And now he's dropping a bit deeper when we're like out of possession, and then he's pressing a bit higher when trying to turn the ball over quickly. So, but at the end of the day, look, when he's a fantastic right back. He's a modern right back. You know, we can't keep going for traditional. Do we want these guys to be Leighton Baines and these kind of guys that have to slide? They have to slide tackle 40 times a game because they're under pressure so much and risk giving away all of these fouls. Or the odd time the ball goes over the head, but then like he tracks back as the defender steps out, and we still deal with it. But then people are going to complain, oh, that ball went past Trent or whatever. It's just how the modern day fullbacks are. They're wing backs. They're not fullbacks anymore, you know. So, you know, it's just the way it works, and to have them in the team is more of a benefit than anything. It just goes to show you how good the centre backs are after getting these days. You know, in comparison to the way they can track out, the way the midfielders track back more than what they did back in the day. So look, he knows that there's cover there, and that's why there's risks to be taken in our kind of football. So he's a fantastic right back, and he'll go down as one of the best in history when he retires.
And last 20 seconds, United fans will be like, you just said Gary Neville, he won all the Premier Leagues. But Gary Neville was in a stellar...
Teams win leagues, not individual honours. Let's get that right. I hear this argument all the time. I see people putting up things of Johnny Evans, saying that he's better than Virgil van Dijk because he had 3 Premier Leagues and Virgil van Dijk had 1. Teams win trophies, not individuals. Did Johnny Evans ever get a Ballon d'Or? You know, get nominated for a Ballon d'Or, I should say. It's the same when it comes to Scholes and Lampard and Gerrard. Gerrard and Lampard's stats and numbers were way above Scholes. Scholes only ever came into the equation when he retired, came back, and then United fans realised that they never had anybody to talk about in the midfield on the same level as Gerrard and Scholes. He didn't even get his own team's player, like not once did he get his own team's player of the season, ever. And he's supposed to be the best midfielder ever. But yet, like Keane, all these, they all got it. But like, why didn't Paul Scholes get it if he was one of the best midfielders they ever had? It doesn't make no sense. They make no sense. So yeah.
I was just thinking of something. Yeah, Danny Drinkwater massively has to thank N'Golo Kante. Like, he made... I don't even know how he moved to Chelsea for that amount of money.
It's like 60 million or something like that.
I think for any rival fan, that's one that's like massively slipped under the radars over the last 10 years. Danny Drinkwater moved for big money to Chelsea Football Club.
Massive.
Obviously, I know they had... It was Kante... I think Kante was still at the time there, weren't they? I think he was.
Yeah, that was their midfield. Yeah,
they were thinking, we can clone that Leicester midfield and put it into the Chelsea, but sometimes football just doesn't work like that, sadly, as well. If it was only that easy as well.
It's the same they tried to do with, you know, with the 110 million or whatever, the 105 million they paid for Caicedo at Chelsea. And then they realised, oh, hang on a minute, it was McAllister that made Caicedo as good as what he was when he was at Brighton because he covered him all the time.
Well, they're selling their ground. Well, they're trying to sell their ground, and Chelsea fans are fuming, but whatever. So Chelsea.
The stadium's small, though.
They don't even own the pitch. It's Chelsea.
they need to move. They need to move on. They need to get better. Like even when they said they were going to move Anfield at least a few feet to the right at the Stanley Park, I said at least it's still in Anfield, and you can build a bigger stadium, bigger, grand, but move the pitch. The pitch is what matters. Move the cop. That's what matters. So
yeah, it's gonna be one of them, mate. It's gonna be one of them. I think we going into the Forest talk, mate. Chat. Obviously, going to start. We'll quickly touch on. I think we might mentioned it before. Ryan Gravenberch.
Sexy.
He's amazing.
What a sexy footballer. Yeah. Like
his levels have just hit greater heights since coming to Liverpool. But that is what's the barometer of any great head coach now in Arnstadt, is getting the maximum out of any player at the football club. Like even for Holland, mate, Ronald Koeman bringing him in, you shut him up well and truly after tonight's performance. You haven't seen his assist tonight, chat? Go and check it out. It's absolutely ridiculous.
And Ronald Koeman is the, no offense to Ronald Koeman, he's a great career as a footballer. He is leaky goal syndrome. So his team tends to take leads, and then even if it's 2 or 3 goals, and they still tend to lose leads.
Well, they were winning again tonight, and then he bottled it again.
Yeah, it's just tinkering that he does, and the overthinking that he does, and it's nuts, man. But but look, they've got an abundance of great talent in that team, especially with our lads inside in it as well. But look, Gravenberch was head and shoulders above anybody in that midfield today, and they got some good midfielders on both sides in that team.
Yeah, Ryan does as well. Obviously, the AC Milan midfielder, I think it was, just played forward, and it's quickly then I get up. In terms of so he assisted on the 2nd minute. So Ryan is getting obviously the goal this evening. Yeah, obviously he plays for AC Milan still. So they were winning. He took the lead twice on the 2nd minute, and then Undav got the equaliser in the 38th, and obviously got the 2nd goal in the 50th minute. Oh no, sorry, chat. Yeah, Germany were winning 2-1 at halftime. Courtesy of a Kimmich goal on the halftime. 45 minutes plus 3 minutes added on, and then the equaliser from Dumfries on the 50th minute. So Reds are made up, as Kev's alluded to there. His footballing quality speak for himself. The main thing is we spoke about McAllister tonight, keeping him wrapped up in cotton wool. And I'd say even if Gravenberch, hopefully, most importantly, takes this form not just into a couple of weeks, but to the back end of the season and post, 22 years old as well, chat. I think if this lad can stay fit within the next 3-4 years, I think we've certainly got one of the best young midfielders on planet Earth, really, in regards to his footballing qualities. Even the assist tonight, for anyone that didn't see, just stepped in and just typical. You can see now, most importantly, Kev, he's
perfectly weighted.
He's playing with the quality, but he's just playing with confidence now.
He is.
It's arrogance, but it's a great arrogance as well in the football.
I don't know about it being arrogance, but I just think it's self-confidence now. I think he's been given the self-confidence. You're right. It is, and that should come with some sort of element of arrogance in it, because you have to believe in yourself at the same time. And as a footballer, you have to have some sort of narcissism in you. You have to have some sort of arrogance, and you have to have some sort of, because if you don't, self-belief, you might call it, you can label it whatever you want, but that all entails in itself. You have to look good after number one while looking after everybody else around you. So it's a balance of everything. And he's got a man. I'm watching him recently, and his ability to nick in front of players and win the ball, very similar to McAllister. His ability to scoop around and win the ball as well. We've got 2 really good midfielders there that are able to do that. Szoboszlai seems to be jumping on that gravy train as well, and stepping in and doing some of the things himself. And it looks like we've got ball-winning midfielders in the middle of the park now, which is great. They're not afraid to like, even if they turn over possession, they're not afraid to kind of trap players where they think that they've got an angle to pass through us, and all of a sudden they don't. I mean, look at the amount of times in the last couple of seasons where in the offense to Klopp, like, he was brilliant, but everybody was getting tired and everybody was just getting lazy. And one pass from a defender would go through our entire midfield, and then you'd have our 2 defenders split apart, so far apart that, it's just kind of like Verge, kind of like saying, where's everybody, tuck in, whatever's going to, and that was happening. We've got a shape about us now. We've got recovery tactics about us now. We've got, the early press is back, the late press is back, And we've also got an ability to control the game even when out of possession, which is great. We've gifted. I watched Arne Slot twice against Manchester United pre-season, and now tell them to give them the ball, and they were testing their counter press abilities.
You can do that when you're at Old Trafford.
Yeah, you can do, I suppose. But he could see, and he was just like, he was literally testing his tactics just to see if they would play a certain way, because he really does study the opposition, and that's he studies the opposition well. So look, yeah, it's great, man. So yeah.
So Gravenberch, keep it up, lads.
Yeah.
Proud of you, lads, and long may it continue.
We were screaming for him when he was at Ajax a couple of seasons ago, and we were playing against him. I'd love that fella Gravenberch. He's a good player. He looks like a lethal player.
Yeah, as you joke on the last episode, mate, he's currently the only Ajax player that Ten Hag has not signed.
Hasn't ruined so far.
Yeah. And shout out to Eric Ten Hag, who still lost a testimonial match anyway. He went back to Utrecht this week, and obviously he still lost that game 2-1, didn't he? Did you not know that, Kev? It's Eric.
No.
But Jurgen Klopp won is one. It was on penalties. Was it 5-4 on penalties this week as well? So not too bad. I think that concludes really. And to quickly talk about Forest. Reds, and there'll be a lot of talk. Obviously, a lot of episodes coming out this week as well. So stay tuned on the channel. 24 of yous in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video as well. Be very much appreciated. And yeah, put your notifications bell on when we do go live as well. Forest, obviously we got them. I'm gutted it's not on telly, Reds. For anyone that's wanting to obviously watch it in terms of England, so we'll be yeah, we'll have to listen to it on the radio. So it's gonna be one of them.
Every time you say something too nice, I'm just going like this.
Looking forward to it, mate. It's another game to see Irish lots of football again.
Yeah.
As you alluded to, our great records. Well, we lead XG for the majority of it in the Premier League, and it's a good barometer in terms of the weeks to come. Kev, just win. Well, not just win, but I think if we can put in another key performance again, I think being 4 wins. Well, chat, you know more in regards to the statistics. It's been a very long time. Liverpool can go 4 wins from 4 in a Premier League campaign. I tell you what, that must be
without conceding as well. That'd be great.
Yeah, that would surely be shattering quite a lot of records. Football club with that.
And that's something. I'm looking here, Jack, and we've got Forest next now, right? Whatever, but Milan midweek, that'll be a different great kettle of fish. Then we have Bournemouth at home, right? We have besides the West Ham game at home. So we have, besides West Ham away, we have 3 pretty much home games around. Then we have Wolves away, right? And then Crystal Palace away in the league, right? And then we probably hit Chelsea after that. Well, Chelsea has to come to us in Anfield. And they haven't got a great record recently in Anfield. They are draw. And then the only big game of any repute is Arsenal away on the 27th of October. That's a month and a half from now. So we have a month and a half where we could really build on really good results, and still have time to either recover in the Champions League or do well in the Champions, and space out a couple of League Cup games or whatnot and play the kids and not worry about too much about it. Just worry about the league and the Champions League for now. Play the kids in the League Cup and laughing. But Forest, Nuno. I think he's a good manager. I just think he never has the right players to do what he wants to do. I think he's got good tactics. I think at one time he was at before Spurs. Where was he at?
I just find that mad. Like you look at Spurs' managers. Obviously, you've had Conte, title winner manager in the Premier League. But I just put him in the same bracket as Rodgers, though, mate. I'd agree. He's never had the managers really. That's the thing. When you manage, no disrespect to Wolves, I think their recruitment are some of the best in the league. But it's a shame that the size of the club and obviously the wages really prohibits them from really continuing any sustained.
But I think he had the right type of players there, Jack, that he wanted to do his football, and I think that's what's going to build him. I don't think he's gotten that to the full extent since leaving Wolves, and that's an issue.
He at Wolves as well, didn't he? And that in itself is remarkable, to say the least.
And they were playing good football, man. I mean, I think they did us that season as well. So it's not like he's not capable of beating the Wolves. I just think he hasn't got the players that I think he's becoming a bit more of a yes man since he went to Spurs. And I think he's just saying, okay, yeah, I'll do that, but I'm still going to try and implement my tactics. And then when these tactics don't work because he doesn't have the players, because guess what? He doesn't have the statisticians that pick the players to suit him, or maybe says, they're not doing their homework and maybe doing deals where players leave and come in that will suit his system. And that's where he's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. He's jumping from job to job, just trying.
Forest probably one of the worst teams to go in terms of managerial sackings, isn't it, mate? I think even for the diehard Forest fans out there, that.
And I'd say Watford.
Oh, true. Yeah, true.
Just 7 in the season, maybe. I don't know.
How many managers are on this season?
I don't know. Yeah.
Practically. But yeah, you've got a good couple of players for us anyway. Chris Wood, I put him in the same category as Mateta in the Premier League. Last year, Mateta had a very good season. I think he won did he win the Olympics with, or they come second in the Olympics? I think he was leading the line for France. A bit of a mad one.
Argentina win that?
Again, no. Elvin was Spain. Spain absolutely passed them.
Oh, Spain, yeah.
Yeah, I think they drew it.
They did both, yeah. They did both within a month, wasn't it? Yeah, you're right.
So,
but Chris Wood is the same as what's that fella, Charlie, what you call it? That was at Southampton. Is that Charlie? No, Charlie.
Charlie.
Tall lad, the beard. Did a rant one day, and he was at Southampton. He was at.
What's his name?
I know, it's stuck in my head. I was only watching it the other day as well.
Charlie Austin.
Nice one, nice one. Saved us there, lad. Yeah, like Charlie, it's another one of these kind of players, the tall, the hold-up player. Do you
think a few will ever move away from that, or do you think there's always an opportunity for it?
There's always because you see teams like Forest and all that, they need a big brute, because otherwise they'll get turned over all the time.
Not everyone Liverpool way, can they?
No, because you see, if the big teams won't use players like that. Look, United tried it with Weghorst, and it just didn't work at all, because they wanted to play the silky press and move and pass the ball, and he was just like sauntering into the box a bit too slow. Yes, me big caveman, I will hurt you. Look at my aggression, but then doing nothing to help them benefit the team. That's the point. He can do well for the Dutch side or whatever like that, but it just doesn't suit the elite type of teams. Zlatan was probably the same size as them, but he was sleeker, he was quicker, he'd skill on the ball. Crouchy can't even be considered anywhere. Like, they can't be considered anywhere near Crouchy, because he was tall, slinky, but he was able to move with the ball. He was able to score with head, feet, and it was unreal.
Peter Crouch was doing overhead kicks at Anfield, mate.
Yeah,
he's a human beanpole. He was about 10 foot, lad.
I don't know about overhead kicks. I just think he was stretching his leg because he's that tall. He didn't even look like he was leaving the floor half the time, because by the time his leg kicked the ball in the net, the other leg hadn't left the floor yet, because he's so bloody tall.
What a player Crouchy was.
Great. I love Crouchy. Yeah, I love Crouchy.
Yeah. So in terms of obviously Alanga's,
I would love Crouchy on the show. If we could get Crouchy, that would just be. I think there's no way I could keep a straight face for more than 5 minutes talking to Peter Crouch on this show. There's no way. I would do a bet. I would give 50 quid to charity if I can hold my laughter in.
Go and check out the Peter. Have you been listening to the Peter Crouch podcast, Kev?
No, I haven't.
Now go and check it out. Chat or Reds, anyone wanting to listen to new podcasts, go and check it out. His podcast he does as well. I'm not much
of a podcast listener, Jack. I'm more of a YouTube watcher. But I'm not much of
they do YouTube.
Do YouTube as well. Okay, all right. Because I see I never on Spotify. I'm a singer. I sell music and I perform, and I'm never on Spotify. I just don't. I just never support a company that only gives 0.0000055 cents to artists for selling their songs. They could sell the song for $4.99, and the artist would see not even 10% of 1 cent. You know what I mean? It's nuts. So I just don't support places like that.
100%.
Never
Sorry
have.
there, Chas. I was listening, mate. Just looking at
Yeah.
the fixtures really for Forest
Mm.
as well. In terms of their results going into the weekend's game. In terms of regards to this season, obviously they did win on penalties again. Well, they lost, on penalties against Newcastle. They were winning that game 1-0 up until the latter stages of that game. Really should have got that game over the line. A big win away from home against Southampton. Obviously, probably one of their relegation.
They're going to go straight down. They're going to go straight down.
They'll be down. And obviously a 1-1 draw on the opening day of the season as well against Bournemouth, which wasn't, when you analyse that, Kev, obviously Bournemouth, probably one of the best sides in the Premier League for where they are as well. And I think, shout out to Bournemouth as well as a football club. I think me and Kev, and when we've done our shows, plenty of occasions, I think I've seen a video this week of a Bournemouth fan saying that the more or less backing his club up, and rightly so, in terms of football fans out there saying that Bournemouth should not be in the Premier League. And I agree in regards to what that Bournemouth fan was saying in terms of backing up his club, saying that he should, because it doesn't really matter the gate receipts and all that. Bournemouth, for me, are one of the best run clubs in the Premier League, and it is a miracle for every season that they are still in the Premier League, because for what they stand,
a West Brom deserves to be in there more than a Bournemouth, or for a long time Crystal Palace. These were yo-yo clubs. They came up for a season, went down for a season. Norwich, I suppose they're better.
Every football team.
Bournemouth's been here for how long are they here now?
Well,
they're about 8 years, 8 seasons.
But they're not just in the Premier League. They are being consistent. They are consistent.
Constant. They're like maybe once or twice they'll drift near the end and get into a relegation battle every 2 to 3 seasons. But majority of the time they are up there in the top teens, and a couple of times I think once or twice they finished in the 10th or 9th place, something like that. I don't know what it was, but it was an over ask for them, especially on their budget. You know, you might think that they might struggle this season with Solanke gone and all of that, but you know, they've a nice player in the middle. What's that young lad's name? We were talking about
the young lad.
I look him up. Yeah.
We will conclude. I know we kind of diverted there, but we'll have plenty of shows promoting obviously the Forest game this weekend. Hopefully we can get all 3 points in that. I'm pretty sure we will. Songs I want Endo in the Battle of Forest can make it. Could be potentially songs, mates, as well. Mentioned Delit. Worst ratings tonight, 6.2 beside Virgil van Delit got 6.2 beside Virgil van Dijk, who was on a 7.2. Ake was second worst on a 7.3 as well. Yeah, I do rate Ake.
I do. Yeah, I would have liked them. I think Ake next to Verge would have been a great partnership. But also you could play Ake left back and
29. You know. No, if he was younger than.
Is he 29?
Yeah, Ake. He's
what?
Been there for that long. Than that, he was obviously
Bournemouth and then went to
Man City. Straight to Man City.
Yeah, but that's been over 5-6 seasons. So surely he's not. Is he 29?
Yeah, he's 29, 25, 30, isn't he? Just. Yeah, so Bournemouth got relegation in 1920, came back up. So I don't want. Oh, yeah, did
1920? How old is he now?
Yeah, 1920. That was a good one. But yeah, so it's going to be interesting. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, as Callum said there, I think did they sell him after that season? But obviously reinvested that money really well by all accounts.
50 million or something, didn't he?
Yeah, massive thank you for coming on, mate. Massive thank you to everyone that has tuned in tonight. Still 18 people in here as well. Really do appreciate your support. Will be a couple of episodes tomorrow, so stay tuned on the channel for that as well. Kev, where can I find you, mate?
Yeah, I won't be on the evening stream tomorrow. Well, I'll be on if it's on early. I have my first poker night. I love poker, lads, and I love it. We used to do it at home all the time, but I have my first poker night in 5 years at our house tomorrow night, and I can't wait for it. So I've had my chips, and I've been shining them, and they're proper chips that I got from Vegas, and they're lovely, and I haven't used them since my old house. So we're going to use them now tomorrow night. So I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, you'll find me football-wise at Spider LFC or Spider_LFC anywhere. And you'll find me at Spider on Facebook and Irish Spider Guy on YouTube and Twitch for all the stuff. Also, if you can follow me at Spider LFC on TikTok, if you're on TikTok, I just want to get over 1,000 followers so that I can start doing the live streams simultaneously and really engage over there, and I can start doing lives on TikTok and sit down there because I'm up most late at night, so I can sit and have like late night chats with people. So if you're on TikTok, give me a follow. I'm on almost 700 followers there. Once I get to 1,000, I'll be able to go live. So yeah, I'm an old man TikToker.
There we go. Then we dancing all day.
Yeah. Hands above my head. Is that one still a thing?
I don't know, but if anyone that's not got TikTok, there's like you can give like galaxies and all that. Like, is it NPCs? People are NPCs on TikTok.
Oh my god! Don't get me started on Jack. Sniper.
Yeah,
shut up! Just shut up, you muppet! Like, can I just say that straight out? Right? Shut up, you absolute muppet! And the people that are paying money for these people,
like
give your head a wobble.
It's
give your head a wobble. Like, seriously, I'll come stand outside your door and go roof, roof. Noise. For 50 quid a pop if you want, you dope.
There we go, Kev. You can do like.
Oh, don't get me ranting and stuff, lads. I'll just do a corner. This Kev rants about everything, man. I will rant.
So, make sure you follow Kev on TikTok as well, chat.
Yeah, I rant there about the stuff too. So yeah, don't get me started.
Yeah, nice one there, Steve. Big up there, Steve. Massive thank
you,
Steve, for everyone tuning in as well this evening. We will conclude now tonight, Reds. Yeah. If you could, I haven't even seen these videos.
Who's like Rodriguez?
James Rodriguez.
What's his name? Is he dances? Is he?
No, South American, especially the Brazilian lads at Newcastle. Well, even our lads.
I gotta have some shimmy, you know.
Shimmy, yeah.
Yeah.
I
just don't have any swag.
Yeah.
If it's shimmy, but I don't have any swag.
Right.
I can't even reach my shoulder. Anyway.
You haven't broke it. Right. Great way to start the end of the stream as well, chat. Massive thank you to everyone that has tuned in, and obviously even the Lakers as well in the chat. Hope you had a very good night as well. Have a very good day tomorrow, whatever you're up to.
Watching you too.
Yeah. Hello.
Watching you too. Yeah.
So see you later, everyone, as well. We'll be back tomorrow for another live show. But big up, everyone. Massive thank you for tuning in. Ta-da.